And to details, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi held phone talks with his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame, on Wednesday, during which the president congratulated Kagame on winning a new presidential term and wishing him success. During their telephone conversation, President el-Sisi expressed Egypt's keenness on continuing their joint action with the aim of enhancing cooperation between the two African countries, as well as achieving the two people's interests. For his part, Kagame appreciated President el-Sisi's congratulations, asserting that his country would continue enhancing cooperation at all levels in light of historical and brotherly ties binding the two nations. The two leaders stressed the significance of exerting efforts and continuing close coordination between the two countries at regional and continental levels. They probed a number of African issues and agreed to continue consultations over those issues. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli chaired on Wednesday the weekly cabinet meeting at the government headquarters in the new administrative capital. Following the meeting, the Premier held a press conference to review the latest economic developments in various sectors. The details.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a press conference on Wednesday following the weekly cabinet meeting. Madbouli reviewed several economic and social issues as he said that the government was working on solving electricity issue by the end of the year. The Prime Minister reiterated that the volume of electricity consumption had unprecedentedly increased during the past months, added that the government would stop reducing loads starting next Sunday. The Premier affirmed that the new government strategy aims to increase electricity production from solar and wind energy and to provide 4 gigawatts of renewable energy in 2025 summer. Madbouli reiterated that he met with the governors and directed them to follow up the citizens' daily services. He further asserted that the meeting was periodically held to follow up markets and prices control. The Prime Minister pointed out that the government was also working on controlling inflation and boosting the economic reform process. Madbouli added that the new cabinet was working on reaching economic growth rate that exceeds 5.5 to 6% in 3 years. In another context, Madbouli said that the Ministry of Housing aims to establish about 500,000 housing units during the coming period. The Premier further affirmed that the current fiscal year would witness huge progress in all sectors. The weekly cabinet meeting began at the government headquarters in the new administrative capital, with the ministers presenting reports on the projects currently being implemented across the nation.
Egypt condemned the deadly attack on Oman mosque that left at least 9 people dead, including 3 attackers. A foreign and immigration spokesperson assured that Egypt stands with Oman in this critical circumstance. Additionally, Arab League condemned the attack, expressing its full support to Oman in every measure it would apply to protect its security and stability. The Daesh terrorist group claimed responsibility for the attack without providing evidence. According to Pakistani and Omani officials, 4 Pakistani nationals and a policeman were among those killed in the gun attack. The Pakistani Interior Ministry said 30 people were injured, including security personnel. The Health Ministry